Namaste and welcome to 100 Days of DevOps with Code Cloud. This is day 1 where we will be looking at creating a user in Linux which does not have permission to access shell. So without any further delay, let's begin. First thing first, let's discover what. So what is a non-interactive shell? In Linux, every user account is linked to a shell, which is basically a program that runs when the user login. Normally this is something like bin bash, which gives you a command line to type commands. But sometimes we want to create users that are not meant for human login. So like for example, service accounts like Nginx or automation users like Jenkins. That's where a non-interactive shell comes in. A non-interactive shell means the user account that you have created cannot log in and type commands just like a normal user. To make a user non-interactive, we just set their default shell to either no login or false. No login shows a friendly message, whereas false simply blocks the login. Now let's uncover why. A non-interactive shell is usually used for background services or system tasks. So the account exists for the system's use, but not for the people to access directly. Think of it like giving someone an ID card that lets them to be recognized by the system, but it doesn't open any doors for them. This makes things more secure and helps achieving the principle of least privilege. So without any further delay, let's jump on to its implementation. So we are on our Code Cloud platform. Let's begin the task for day 1. So for the quote of the day, you teach best what you most need to learn. That sounds motivational. Let's go through the problem statement first. To accommodate the backup agent tool specification, the system agent team at Xfusion Corp Industries require the creation of a user with a non-interactive shell. So our task is to create a user named Ravi with a non-interactive shell on app server 1. So here you can see the list of servers we have with all the details like including IP address as well as the username and password. But for now, we need to focus on the stapp01 server. So first, let's check the host file in a Linux. The host file in a Linux is a small local address book that tells your computer which IP address belongs to which host name before it even asks domain name service or DNS for short. So it's just like a phone book directory. Similarly, DNS is kind of a domain name directory. The path of the host file is /etc/hosts. Now let's SSH into the stapp01 server with user Tony and the provided password you can see over the screen. So SSH is also known as secured shell, and it is a secure way to provide remote login into another computer and run commands as if you were sitting right in front of that computer. So now let's first check the list of users we have in the current system. For that, we need to check the password file. The password file is located at /etc/password, or you can say passwd. This file in Linux is a system file that stores basic user account information. The password file format has 7 colon separated fields for each user account, which are username, password which is denoted as X, user ID, group ID, then a comment which can be a name or description, and then the default shell. Now let's match all the users which don't have a shell to login. This can be done using a grep with a pattern login. So grep in Linux is a command used for matching particular pattern. The -v flag is used to show all the lines that do not match the pattern you are searching for. We can also use grep with no login as pattern to search for all users that don't have a shell to login. Now we need to do the same for the user Ravi. This can be achieved using user add command. The user add command in Linux is used to create a new user account on the system. So let's check the help section first for the user add command using the --help flag. These are all the flags that you can explore at your end by running the same command. For now, we will be using -s flag to specify the no login as the default shell. So let's create a user Ravi by typing sudo user add -s/sbin/no login and then the name of the user, which is Ravi. To verify, let's read the password file again and grab the user Ravi. Here you can notice that user Ravi is created with default shell as no login. Now let's submit our solution. So congratulations, we are done with day 1. Key takeaways for the day. First, we learned about the host file, which stores the local host name to IP mapping. Then we learned about SSH, which is a service to access remote systems, and the syntax for that is ssh user @host. Next is the password file that stores the user information in Linux. Fourth, no login as default shell to restrict user from accessing the shell. Fifth, use grep to match any pattern within the text. Sixth is the user add command, which we have used to add a user with the login shell via the -s flag. Last but not the least, the --help flag to get the information about a particular command. You can also use man command to get a detailed documentation for that command. So you can try that out by yourself. So that's all for today. Hope you have learned something new. Please subscribe to the channel if you still haven't, and press that bell icon for more updates so you get notified for the next videos. For any suggestions, feel free to add a comment or reach out to me over mentioned channels. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Namaste.